Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you gotta go. Man, I'm on the chase now, leave me on my own. I got a chance to break now, here I fucking go. Take control of fate now, I control my flow. And I know that I'll be great, how putting on a show. I know that I'ma stay loud, drowning out the noise. The haters always thinking that they could fucking break me. They're better off eating their own words like pastries. Hate me, and you better find some fucking safety. I'm coming in hot like a bad bitch and pasties. They can't save me, no I ain't lazy, no. But society has me going so crazy, yo. Don't blame me, no my mind's hazy, yo. And I'm sick of me feeling this way daily. I'll always live my life till it's over, and I will not forgive those who hold me down. And I will never give up, I'm moving forward. And I will never miss my chance, take it now. And I will always live my life till it's over. And I will never give those who hold me down. And I will never give up, I'm moving forward. And I will never miss my chance, take it now. You got one life, so live it right. Keep your friends tight and your family in sight. Never cease to fight for the things you think are right, cause you just might find you control your own mind, eh? You'll be fine, eh? Just take your time, eh? Enjoy the climb, eh? Enjoy the grind, eh? You never really know what's on the other side till you give that shit a try. Know the limit is the sky, eh? Make them take it back, what they said about you. Every time they doubt you, make that shit about you. Forget about the clout, yo. Fuck the word of mouth, yo. Keep your head down, yo. Work until you found, yo. Fight until you make it, yo. Don't think it, no, just take it. Don't wait for someone to break it. Take control, then don't just take it, eh? You can make it happen, you just gotta take some action. Take the ship and be the captain. Head on out and don't look back, yeah. I will always live my life till it's over, and I will not forgive those who hold me down. And I will never give up, I'm moving forward. And I will never miss my chance, take it now. And I will always live my life till it's over. And I will never give those who hold me down. And I will never give up, I'm moving forward. And I will never miss my chance, take it now. I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming, okay, it's a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it all, you got one life to ball. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a hand out, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me. Yeah, I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Through some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory. Bad enough to get a C, they'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I need to breathe, get me up and out of the sheets. Onto my feet, another cup of coffee and me. That's what I need, my eyes puffy, I can't see. I'm too tired to function, but too lost to sleep. Ay, I think I need to be on something medication. I think I need to figure out the segregation. I think I needed just a better education to understand a world that's so complicated. Intoxicated, every night faded, just so I can sleep thinking that it's Satan. I feel hated, I feel hatred. I'm lost deep in my mind that I've created. I have dreams where my life is devastated. Feel so real that I wake up shaking. Need thicker skin cause this life is no haven. Nod your head if you get what I'm saying. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I don't really think I understand this world now. Got my head spinning round in a circle. Everybody lacks what they need internal, so they compensate with everything external. Not trying to throw shade, no way. I'm just trying to find the meaning of life. Hey, there's happiness if you try to live the right way. Forget about what others have and live your life. Hey, be aware of who you are, what you're good at. Take a step forward, see where your foot's at. Stand tall, stand proud, talk loud. Every word out your mouth has purpose now. You just gotta get rid of the bad thoughts. Hating others cause you know that they gotta lie. Forget that though, you got plenty, you're alive in this life. You got time, go get it. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. Oh, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. Oh. Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words. Gonna be a star, man, life's like a blur. When you're working this hard till you get what you deserve. Yeah, I ain't taking a backseat, I'm passing anybody else who is rapping. I'm nasty, ain't nobody able to catch me. They gasping, they cannot compare, they can't match me. I'm at half speed, I got you. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Good evening, people of the world. Fucking hell. You can't see me, and Ben has... Oh, you can see me now, right. Ben's audio isn't working at all. I'm not getting anything from him. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. So I'll wait for an answer, but I'm pretty sure. Yes, right. So my audio is all good. Ben, I can't hear Ben when he comes in through Ring Central, so I don't know if here he comes back. He's coming back.
Oh.
He's now talking on Ring Central. I still can't hear him.
I can hear myself.
It does appear that you might be able to hear him. So I have no idea what the hell is going on. Can you hear Ben? Yeah, they can hear you, Ben. There's something fucking wrong. Obviously.
They can hear me.
We can't really do a show when we can't hear each other.
They can hear me.
Talk now.
They heard me briefly.
Can you still hear them, guys, online? Ben is broken or buffered.
Well, can you guys hear me? Am I still here?
Oh, good grief.
Right. They say they can hear me. Yeah, they can hear me. Yes, they can hear me. So the problem is in John's ears.
And they can hear me. I've restarted the road. I did that while you were rebooting.
The problem is in his monitor.
The problem is that, what do you mean in my monitor? What the fuck does that mean?
The problem, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is that he's not hearing. There is a problem with...
You can see Ben now.
The audio going to your ear monitor.
You can hear me, Ben, yeah?
Yes.
I can't hear a word.
I can hear you just fine.
No, it's not.
That's absolutely correct, Shalini. That's absolutely correct.
What?
What, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
What happened?
I unplugged my headphones and plugged them back in. They
And
were
that was
plugged
it?
in, but they weren't showing on the VUs. But you are now.
Well, to be fair, I did just update Ring Central because it said it needed an update as well.
Okay.
But
right.
but we're here. Well. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Ben. What a fucking terrible start to the show.
It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Like Shalini says in the chat, it wouldn't be Chasing Dissent without a tech hiccup.
Indeed, you're very bright. Very bright.
Hold on, I can sort that. Give me a second. Let me, because I got a big white panel firing at me. How's that?
Better.
Yeah. And how's
Right.
that focus?
Yes, we are off. Indeed. My goodness, we've got 15 viewers already.
That's
15
17
viewers
actually.
watching
That's
nonsense. And an
Well,
extended intro.
It's never nonsense, is it? I mean, we don't actually have to run the intro this time because you've already done it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we
You know
have.
what?
Right.
I'm looking at you on the show, and I must say, your camera is.
I
It
do.
is.
I like this. I like this camera.
Do you know what I really like? I like the lighting.
Yeah. The lighting is almost exclusively provided by the monitors.
It's soft, but it's really nice.
Indeed.
Shows you in a very good light.
It's
It really
flattering,
does.
yeah. You don't see all the crags and divots.
And one thing I will say is my backdrop will be changing soon.
Oh, you're going away from the bricks, are you?
No, they're staying put. I'm just adding. I'm going to be adding a shelving unit here that's got guitar holders built in. And
Okay.
then and the guitars will be hanging. And yeah, it should look pretty nice. Look pretty nice when it's done.
Cool.
And I may change the lighting. I might take out the blue light.
Yeah, I've moved
dunno.
away from the purple.
Yeah, I might take out the
Purple.
blue light. But
Oh,
anyway,
right.
the only thing that's missing is the crackle of an open fire
It's a
John that
bit
says
early for
militant
that.
mushroom.
It's a bit early for that, mate.
Do you know what? When we finally move into a proper studio, this one, we'll have a bonfire here.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
we
just
could,
be standing there crying, going, "It's finally
I thought you were going to say we
gone."
could get a wood-burning stove.
Oh, we could get a wood-burning stove in the studio, but we'll have a nice wood-burning session first, I guess.
It wasn't nippy today up here. Is it cold?
It wasn't.
Am I going to have to take a jacket?
Yeah, bring a jacket because it's actually quite mild outside.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite mild. Can anyone see the blue moon? Asks Trudy.
Blue moon,
Haven't looked. Not gonna lie,
standing
haven't looked. Unfortunately, there's no windows in this studio, Trudy. None. There used to be windows in this summer house. I boarded over them, inside and out.
So it became a shed.
No.
Yeah. What's a shed
it
made out
doesn't.
of?
Not what this is made out of.
Oh, really? So it's not
Well,
it's not made of either tongue and groove or overlap panels.
Well, the
Screwed
outside
together.
is.
Yeah. Oh, is it right? Right. Okay. So what would one make a shed out of?
I mean, the inside is plasterboard.
Yeah. Well, you can put plasterboard on the inside of a shed, which is what you have done.
Very bodgy as well. Put it this way, you don't hire experts to do it for $2,000. You don't. Oh, he's coughing. He's got the coof, and he's getting on a plane tomorrow.
I've not got the coof.
I miss the original shed, Shalini. It's still standing. In fact, if you'd like, when I take you for a drive on Saturday morning, I shall take you to see the original shed.
Oh, is that in the different premises?
Yeah, it's not here.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently, you have Omicron 57 or whatever. Oh, Harold, are you coming to Brighton on Saturday?
I've got
You are
something to
welcome.
put in you. In the
He is sweet. Well, we shall meet you at the entrance of Brighton Pier around midday. How does that sound? You'll recognise us because we'll look like the bunch of oddballs that are completely out of place.
We'll be wearing carnations. Well, he'll recognise us because he's seen us.
Yeah. 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 Indeed. But anyway, John, what's been going on in the world then?
Oh, the world's gone to pants, babe, pants.
See, I watched an interview with, I don't know if you've got this on the list, but I was watching an interview with Tucker Carlson earlier, and he made
Orban.
some predictions.
With Orban?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Who was the interview?
No, I think it was Adam Carolla.
No, I haven't seen that one.
And Tucker made some predictions. First of all, he predicts that USA will be in a hot war with Russia within the next 18 months. As in boots on the ground, fighting. He says that they have to be in order for the democratic establishment to hold on to power. And he also predicted that Donald J. Trump will be assassinated.
That's a big prediction. Could happen. But, I mean, anything could happen. I mean, the thing is, so, I mean, let's talk about Trump then, since he's on the cover. Let's talk about him. So, that kind of changed my mind a little bit, right? I think, I think he could do it, because you know what this last one has done for him? This last indictment?
Well, the mugshot alone has raised him like $7 million, hasn't it?
Not even, well, it has on merch, but not even the mugshot. It's the fact that he was booked in the Fulton County Jail, right? And he got a mugshot and fingerprinted, and they told everybody his weight. And the thing is, his weight and height is coming across as the same as an NFL quarterbacks.
Yep.
So I thought he had lost weight, and he has, because he was booked at well over 240 when he was in the presidency. So he's down at 215. So yeah, he has lost weight, and you can see it in his face. So without being, most of these people are being, oh God, there was a whole bunch of them on like Good Morning America. So I'm going, anyway, he weighs more like 280 or 300. He doesn't weigh that. You can see it in his face that he's lost a power of weight. So, I can believe he's down at about 215. And for somebody who's 6'3", that's actually all right. He's not far off the median. So, so there's that, right? One, he's looking good. He's looking mean. He still seems to have generally his wits about him, but being booked in the county jail has given him solidarity with the black vote, because he's now one of the blacks, because he's been oppressed, he's been picked on, he's been put in jail. So the blacks are going, yeah, he's my white. And you can't say anything else, you know what I mean?
I've seen a lot, this is just a cursory glance, but I've seen a lot of black people on TikTok making this exact point. Yeah. They are saying, look what they've done to him. If you really want to, and they're saying, if you really want to shit on the people who are screwing you, then you need to vote for Donny J. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I think he's getting the black vote. He's getting the black vote. He's already got the white vote. The guy's unstoppable now. I mean, he'll probably pick that little obsequious, slimy character called Vivek, who I do not like at all, right?
Right.
You might want to like him, but he's going through the motions. He's saying all the right things. See that 10 things he rhymed off, There are two genders, there are blah, blah. It was so slick, it was so disingenuous that you can't believe him. He does look like a snake oil salesman. I really don't like him. I don't like him at all. Yeah. I think he's in the mold of Obama, except on the right instead of the left. But I think Donald would be the best thing that would happen to America. And did you see the Tucker interview with Orban?
I haven't seen that yet.
No,
No.
I've seen that one, and Orban was saying very good things about Trump. He's saying he's the only thing that's going to stop this war, right? He says if he'd been in power, the war would never have started, right? Because he would have sorted it before it would have started. And secondly, he's the only one that's going to stop it. He's the only one that Orban says that has been good for America as far as foreign policy goes in decades. And he's right. He is right. You know, as far as foreign policy went, he was pretty fair. And yeah, UK would stand up at home and bang on about China and, you know, how they were stealing all his jobs, but they were.
So let me give people a reality check, right? A little bit of a reality check. And, you know, I'm no fan of any politician, but when people argued about his so-called Muslim ban and called him racist and called him this, that, and the other, what they failed to mention or realise even is that the countries on the list that he made were given to him by Barack Obama. So it really wasn't his ban. It was more of an extension of an Obama-era policy.
Yeah.
Because Barack Obama was going to do this anyway.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, I know that. I mean, I know that Trump's no great, and there are no saviors, right? But I know Trump's not a great savior. But generally, he did a better job than the rest of them, and he sold it better, especially abroad. He made America not the big bully. He made them more like the friendly uncle, which Joe Biden pretends to be, but unfortunately he's the friendly uncle that takes you to the coal cellar. If you know what I mean.
Come on, man. Corn pop. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Creepy Uncle Joe indeed. So, what's Uncle Joe going to do now, right? Because the only way he's getting street cred is if he suddenly goes, yeah, I did take $5 million in bribes. So he can't get lifted for that because he wouldn't get back out. And what about the Reverend guy that got lifted as part of this RICO nonsense in Atlanta, right? So did you see this?
I didn't, but the whole RICO thing, it just absolutely stinks to me. It really does.
Apparently this guy went to the neighbour of an electoral official or something and asked if they were okay because they hadn't seen them.
So before we continue this conversation, I'd like to welcome somebody I've never seen in the chat before. Espresso Mechanic TV. Hello, welcome.
Competition. Competition for Dreadeye.
Oh.
Unless he's just a mechanic. Unless he's not a mechanic and just an espresso.
Espresso, not espresso. What are you drinking tonight, John, anyway?
I'm drinking the last of my John Smiths. I've only got 2. Well, I've only got 1 left now.
So you're nursing them?
No, not really.
No, not really.
The start was a bit fraught because I couldn't hear you.
You're actually a 3D artist.
Oh, yeah. Ben's an artist as well because he plays the guitar and he's in 3D. So does that make him a 3D artist? Bam, bam. Try the Scampy. I'll be here all week. I tell you what, though. Do you use something like Unreal Engine or... Because see that wee guy up there called Chaz? We want him modelled so we can use him.
Yeah, that's true.
We want him to become our hecklefish.
That's true.
That's
Press
true.
the fucking button. There you go.
Chill.
Cinema 4D. Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
Imagine us in 4D, John. It'd be terrifying.
What is 4D?
4D is like 3D, so 3D visuals, but you also feel things in the room.
Steady on now. Getting a bit... Well, I suppose that's past the watershed, isn't it?
Well, imagine Uncle Joe in 4D.
Yeah, yeah.
The corn pop experience.
As you go into the cinema, you were handed a complimentary tube of lube. Right.
Hey.
What?
Come on then, John.
Well,
Talk to me, baby.
I was talking about Trump. So I think Trump's he's got a chance. I think now.
I think you're right.
I think this
And like
whole
I said, just
Biden stuff's backfired on them. You know, this indict Trump. You know, it's really backfired.
well, this is I think why Tucker Carlson said. I believe his exact words were, "We're on the fast track to assassination."
Yeah.
Because he said they tried impeachment, it didn't work.
Yeah.
They tried indictment, it hasn't worked. So there's only one option left, according to Tucker. And do you know what? I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked, and I know how. I'm not saying that I am making the same prediction, but I'm saying it's certainly something to think about, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah,
a terrifying thought, really, isn't it?
It is.
Because you know,
I mean-
I want to.
All right. Okay. Sorry, that was dreadful.
Well,
Gosh.
I want to make a point, right? I want to make a point, and that's that. Just like here in the UK, in the United States, these people are meant to be public servants. They're meant to be.
Ah, fucking hell. Nothing works.
What have you broken?
No, I was trying to make you full screen, but I pushed the button and it just turned black.
I saw it, and then you went full screen.
Well, yeah, because I pushed the button next to it. So I can go full
Yeah.
screen, but you can't.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry
It cuts
about
me
it.
up. I know how you like your airtime, equal share and all that.
Yeah, well, you know what? They can just see my beauty at half size. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. And some of you will be seeing my beauty in the flesh over the next few days, which I'm really quite looking forward to, actually. And John, you have a flight in the morning, don't you?
Yes, I have a flight tomorrow morning, 9:10. I'm supposed to depart this fair city and head south.
And have you had any push notification from SleazyJet saying your flight's been delayed?
No, the planes have been Right, the planes were flying till past 2 o'clock last night, and they've been flying since before 7 this morning. So they're obviously trying to catch up.
Yeah, I'd say so. I had Shalini message me earlier, worried about your flight. You know, making sure are you gonna get here? Are you gonna be here?
Well, you know what? I'll either be there or I won't.
Yeah, I mean, they're excited to meet you. Spencer's taking us out for dinner tomorrow. Because you know what? I was thinking about this, and I said to the wife actually, the amount of times John sat there on a show and gone, "You don't take me for fucking dinner, do you?"
You say it enough. I mean, as Donald Trump will testify, you say it often enough, people start to believe you.
Well, he's taking you for dinner now.
Mm-hmm. Well, that means I won't sit there and say that anymore.
And he's taking us to a relatively middle-class restaurant as well.
Dodgy.
Yeah,
Very, very
and
dodgy.
it's in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's because he's gonna dump us at the roadside and make
Enough
us
of you two boys.
make us walk home. Oh, right. So yeah. So that's Trumpy boy. I think Trumpy boy's got a chance. I think he has.
I think he has, and like you said, you know, just go and look on TikTok and look at
No,
the people telling black people to vote for Trump.
I've heard that, and I've actually heard of people installing TikTok so they could watch this. I wouldn't, but I don't do TikTok. I just can't stand it. But yeah. Pardon me.
Can't stand it, but Chasing Dissent has over 8,000 followers on the platform.
Yeah, I know, but they're all idiots. Right.
Oh dear.
So where should we go now? Shall we come back to
I don't know,
London?
where you want to come back to ULEZ?
Go on then.
Well, the ULEZ expansion has gone live today, kind of, because I believe 9 out of 10 cameras have now been vandalised.
Well, 9 out of 10 on the southern side of the city. The northern side seemed to be less vandal prone. I saw an interview today about the guy who got his case dismissed.
Yes.
Or actually, he's got a point, because at no point when you drive into London does it say that you will be charged for the ULEZ.
All it says is ULEZ, ultra low emission zone.
Yeah, that's all it says. And you would go, oh, lovely, it's an ultra low emission zone, that's great. I mean,
Yep.
like when you go over the Dartford crossing, it says, this is a toll, here's how to pay for it. Go to the website. Don't forget, you've got until midnight. I forgot, I didn't pay for it.
He did forget.
I tried to pay for it the next day and realised, oh, it's too late. Oh, well, I won't be paying for it. Didn't pay for it.
Nah. And then I drive through the Dartford crossing, and I don't pay for it. And then they once tried to charge me, and I went, "Oi, I'm in your system." And they were like, "What do you mean?" I was like, I'm a disabled man. I've got a blue badge. I'm in your system." And they looked it up and they went, "Oh, sorry, sir. Yes, you are in our system. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much." Same with the old congestion charge in London, because you've not just got the ULEZ, have you? You've got the congestion charge as well.
Yeah, but I think the congestion charge, there's signage saying that there is a charge for that.
I mean, it's literally called the congestion charge.
Yeah.
You are now entering the congestion charge zone.
Well, there you go. But yeah.
But yeah.
So these things are all nonsense, because I mean, Can's making interviews and things saying that we know that. I mean, people are saying we know that this makes a difference. Well, no, we don't actually. Because
In fact,
any evidence,
going one further.
any evidence I've seen is that it's made no difference whatsoever.
Well, yeah, I agree, but he's actually going one further and saying this will save lives.
Well, it won't.
He's saying that.
It won't.
There's not one shred of evidence for that.
And then he'd be better fixing the underground.
Well, I was actually about to shout out to ultra far left talk radio station LBC.
Yeah.
Because even they have today produced a video where they've gone out with an air quality meter and said the air quality in London is absolutely fine. But if you go down on the underground, it's not.
Danger,
It's not
high voltage.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Web squirrel. Never seen that one before. It's like saying we'll improve air quality by letting me pay $12.50 to smoke indoors.
Well, I mean, right. So if it was a problem, you wouldn't be able to pay your way out of it. It would just be banned.
Well, exactly.
Right? And this is the thing. This is the thing I brought up the other night. If you've got a 40-year-old car, you can get an exemption for road tax, you can get an exemption for an MOT, and you can get an exemption for the ULEZ charge, right? On a 40-year-old car. So you're driving about in an XR3i, right, from 1980, and you're bomb-proof. You're pumping out God knows how much crap because you won't have a cat on it, and it'll just be awful, and yet you're exempt. So
yeah,
everybody just go and buy a 40-year-old car.
Look, honestly, it doesn't make any sense. It's not designed to make sense, and it doesn't need to make sense, because like you said, you can pay your way out of it, and if everybody's paying their way out of it, the air quality is not changing. So
yeah.
How is this anything but a tax on the poor?
It's a money grabbing exercise, yeah. That's all it is. It's just a
it
money
is.
grabbing exercise. It's
I'd
another
love to
control
see-
mechanism.
I'd love to see one shred of tangible, measurable evidence, not modelling, evidence from Sadiq Khan that a single life has already been saved by the ULEZ. And I guarantee you he can't produce it because it hasn't happened and it's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beats and Tape says, bring back indoor smoking.
Where?
Well, in pubs and stuff, I guess.
See, I know this sounds wrong, right? But it's such a joy being able to go out and enjoy yourself and have a drink without having to come back in and detoxify and delouse, you know? I mean, let's face it. Let's face it. When you came back from a night at the pub, you basically had to leave your clothes outside or you would stink up the house. I mean, and if you wanted to stay clean, if you wanted your bed to stay clean, you had to go for a shower before you went to bed. It was a horrifying experience going out to a pub when people could smoke. It really was. And then worse was restaurants, when people would start smoking beside you while you're eating. So you're eating your dinner and the guy next to you is finished and he goes, "Oh, you don't mind?" Well, he wouldn't even say that. They normally just light up and start puffing smoke everywhere and you're like, "Ah, fuck's sake."
Yeah.
And he's got, and I would be, I mean, at one point I did actually stand up and say to him, "I hope you don't mind if I piss all over you, because that's my waste product from my drinking, and I'm getting nothing but your waste product from your vice." He looked a bit shocked at that.
I'm introducing a new segment, John.
Yeah, go on.
Congratulations, Sadiq Khan. You are Chasing Dissent's A-hole of the week.
Okay, well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
just
you
thought I'd put it-
should just call him Cant of the week. He's a
it's
Cant.
an A-hole of the week.
Cant of the week. Yeah. Right. Okay. Where now? Let's get the.
Get the serious stuff out of the way with, shall we?
There isn't a lot. So let's go briefly to Maui.
Yes, let's go back to Maui.
Yeah, let's go back to Maui. So apparently there's a shitload of kids missing, right?
Right.
Which, and let's be honest, this isn't to be unexpected, since apparently the schools sent them all home in the middle of the day when the parents were at work, right?
Yep.
So they either went home to empty houses or grandmothers or whatever. So apparently there's a crap load of kids missing. And when I say a crap load, we could be talking 4 figures, 1,000, 2,000. One's not sure.
Wow.
Right? It's a lot of kids missing. There's a lot of people unaccounted for as well, right? So there's no doubt that, I mean, I was listening to the cops talking about this and they're saying, we've covered all the open ground. That's about 85% of the ground, and recovered everybody that had died there. And then we've got, pardon me, now they're going to start taking down layers of buildings that have fallen down. They'll hopefully recover people from that. So, I mean, it's a horror story, right? It's a horror story.
It is.
Now, I was quite surprised, actually, because I was listening to Adam Curry last night, and he's in the same boat as me.
Right.
We both know that Jew exists as a weapon, right?
Yeah, of
But
course.
we don't think it's got anything to do with what happened in Maui. It was shitty infrastructure, and he's right. And the more I'm hearing about the infrastructure, apparently there was like some of the distribution cables had lost all their insulation
Oh dear.
before the fire. Right? So like the cable, if the cable comes down, it's just going to zonk out straight away. So what gets me is, that's Hawaii Electric, I think, is the company. Surely that company is culpable for this.
I would
Because
say yes.
they were talking about doing an infrastructure upgrade last year and they never did it. Because I don't know
Well,
why. Something to do with money, maybe.
I think it's more multi-layered and nuanced than that, because how much of Hawaii Electric is owned and funded by the government?
I
first
am
of
not
all?
sure.
Is that where their budgets come from? Are they a private company?
I don't know, but I
Because
think that company is definitely culpable for what's occurred, because it hasn't kept its infrastructure up to scratch. And it's almost certainly the infrastructure that caused these fires. Now, when fires like this start, I mean, brush control isn't... See, apparently brush control was never done in Hawaii. They didn't do brush
Which is a
control.
bad thing.
No, that's a great thing. Because they didn't do brush control and they had fires every year and they didn't really go daft about putting the fires out. So the fires would keep the brush under control, which is
So
how
that's natural
nature
brush
intended it, right?
Yeah.
So nature does the land management and it works. You get the odd burn, but all you do is you protect your houses and things and you let nature sort the rest out. And that's fine. But then they started doing brush control round about 2019 or something. And since
And what
then,
you're
they've not
saying
had a big fire and let everything build up.
So this appears to be a tragedy of errors.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I don't think it's anything deliberate. I really don't. I mean, you can shoot me down if you want, but until you can show me proof, I think it's back to people not keeping on top of their game and not doing things right.
Yeah, and other major fires are arson, have been
Yeah.
linked to arson.
Well,
You know, dozens of
79 arrested in Greece.
Yeah, dozens of people arrested in Greece, people arrested in Canada.
Yep.
This is not the big CC, as I'm going to call it. It's not. This is a tragedy of errors when it comes to Maui. Poor infrastructure. They're saying it was a downed power line that started this.
Yeah.
So that's not the big CC. That's a downed power line that started a fire. And then, like you say, in Greece, in Canada, a lot of these things are deliberately started by people who you will often, not always, but often find are part of the activist groups who campaign against the big CC. It's like they're trying to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. And going on to self-fulfilling prophecies, you should go and check out my new article over on chasingdissent.com. It's called Just Say No.
Indeed it is.
You enjoyed it, didn't you, John?
Yeah, it was well done, yeah.
Thank you.
I have a clip.
Right.
It's audio only, right?
Yeah.
From coast to coast.
So you're going to feed me the audio down the line?
Yeah, well, you can listen to it. I mean, it's a couple of minutes long, but it's about a guy talking about stuff from a book that was written by Zabriskie in the 70s, and this guy's talking in 1995, and he makes a lot of sense. And then I haven't clipped the rest of it, but they get a guy from Maui on talking about high-pitched noises that everybody's hearing. But this is 1995, right? So I'm going to play it. You should be able to see us. If you want to speak about it, put your hand up and I'll pause it. Because if you just start speaking, we'll get echo. Okay.
Talked about tonight the idea of mental disruption. I mean, this hits the root of who we are as Americans, who we are as free people. When you can interfere with the way people think, you can forget about what we say. You can forget about the projection of what we might write. Because if you can't think clearly, none of those things matter. So this is really striking, and this is, from my political background, this is what strikes me the most. The most profound thing is here's a technology that is capable of disrupting the way we think. And going back to the big new Brzezinski, who wrote in the early 70s about this technology, projecting that someday it would come about, he said, a more controlled and directed society would gradually appear, linked to technology. And then the quote that I pulled from his book was, unhindered by the...
They're getting a lot of echo.
It's only Adam that's complained about it, so let's keep going. Oh, it's fine now.
It's fine when I turn you off, but you won't be able to hear it.
Okay, I'll just turn it on the YouTube.
Right, okay. I'll go back slightly so as you can hear it, people. Right. So I'll leave you off.
He would gradually appear, linked to technology. And then the quote that I pulled from his book was, unhindered by the restraints of traditional values, this elite would not hesitate to achieve its political ends by using the latest modern techniques for influencing public behavior and keeping society under close surveillance and control. Technological and scientific momentum would then be freed on the situation it exploits, unquote. This was the National Security Advisor to Jimmy Carter, and he was predicting this technology within the book that I had mentioned earlier called Between Two Ages.
You know, it's a funny thing, Doctor. I recall some early comedies, and I can't recall the name of the show. It doesn't matter. I think it was Barney Miller or something, where people would come running in and claim that the telephone company microwave was causing their brain to go scattered and was affecting them. And, you know, they were total nutcases. And it's from comedy and science fiction to today's science reality. And
Indeed it is. So he's talking about mind control and using things like harp and stuff like that to control people's thought patterns, which is quite interesting. I mean, the show goes on for 7 hours, so you're not going to get all of it in a 2-minute clip, you know. But it's definitely interesting. I tried to find out who the guy was.
Yeah.
But when I went back on YouTube, it had gone. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
You've entered the Twilight Zone.
But yeah, and then the guy comes on talking about Maui, and I was going to clip that, and then I thought, nah, it's maybe just going a bit too far. But so the other thing, the governor, and I think the governor's got a lot to answer for in Maui as well, because he was going on about like the warning sirens didn't work. And yeah, okay, they're normally used for tsunamis and things, but they would have been useful, right? Because at least people would go, hold on, it's not test day, so that's going on. I'll maybe go and look up the radio or the TV or something, or the internet and see what's happening. But no, they just didn't work. So that's a bit lax. I think there's a lot of questions here need answered.
According to Militant Mushroom, 3 systems failed to work.
Well, you know what? I can believe that. Because look at San Francisco just now. There's a freaking load of systems not working there. You know.
There is an app in San Francisco where you can find out where the most amount of human defecation is on any given street.
Why?
So you can avoid it, John.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so you can avoid it.
Maybe you're looking for like stuff for your garden. I don't know.
No. Apparently, San Francisco is just covered in human poop.
Yeah,
all of the time.
Much like India. I don't think Maui's as sus as you think it is. I really don't. I think it's and I would say a comedy of errors if it was funny, but it's not funny. I think it's a tragedy. It's a human tragedy on a grand scale that's been caused by lack of investment, lack of people doing their job, complacency, and just general apathy. I think that's what's caused it. I don't think it's deliberate as such, but it's definitely culpable. You know, they shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't have been done.
Metaphorical heads should probably roll.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, I think so. And before we do move on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you are enjoying the show, then please don't forget to give us a little like, and of course, do the most important thing you can do, which is subscribe and share. If you're not subscribed already, I've seen a couple of new faces in the chat tonight, and we're really happy to have you. So welcome, and let's continue on with the show.
Yes, indeed. So I got some information from someone in Dutchland about these F-16s.
Right.
Apparently they're all hanger queens, right? They're all on their last legs.
Of course.
There's only about 9 of them fit to fly. The rest are all half cannibalized and clumped together. So it's like, I did put this tweet out the other day. I said, translation, when Zelensky says Holland are, the Netherlands are giving us 41 or something, the F-16s or something. Translation, Holland's getting rid of all its 40-year-old airframes so that it can buy shiny new planes. And basically that's what they're doing. Because you ship them to Ukraine, and Ukraine scraps them by throwing them into the meat grinder that is Russia. And then Netherlands gets shiny new planes and doesn't have to pay for the disposal of the old ones.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly what's happening. That's what's happening with everybody who's giving them equipment. No matter what the
I know.
equipment is.
I know.
Oh, we need some new tanks. Let's get rid of the old ones. Let's just, catch them off to Ukraine.
Oh,
Send them over there.
that's a point, Adam. Did you find out how many tanks we've got left?
Yeah, no, you were supposed to find that out. Did you find that out? Please tell me you found that out. He's going to go, no, I didn't find that out.
No, we
You
never
watch
got
it.
that. Right, I'd like to say something about climate change, okay? And
The big
climate...
CC.
What?
The big CC.
Yeah, I'd like to say something about it, because you know how it gets reported an awful lot like this? This is the hottest July since, 1976 or something like that. Right? Or this is the coldest January since 1962 or whatever like that. Okay, so you're always telling you about this is a new record since such and such a date. But does that not negate the whole premise of climate change? Because you're telling us it used to be hotter in the past and it used to be colder in the past. So let's just think about that, people. What they're saying negates what they're saying. I mean, the whole thing's crazy.
The climate is changing.
It
right?
does. It changes
Nobody on this channel is going to deny that.
It changes every day.
Yeah, it does. It changes. And unfortunately, the people responsible for interpreting it don't know what they're talking about. Let's be completely honest here. Even the Met Office, who are Britain's weather, weather SARS, who give you all of the weather information for the day that then disseminates down to all of your news outlets, are very often wrong. Very often they're not right. And if they can't even get it right for tomorrow, how are we supposed to expect that the models for 30, 50 years down the line can be correct? We can't.
Indeed. I don't know what the Dutch are getting as replacements, Van. Probably Typhoons or something, but, they certainly don't want the F-35. Another one crashed in training yesterday, killing the pilot.
Yeah, I mean, I do like a Typhoon.
Do you?
I do. Yeah, I was watching a Typhoon the other day doing a flying
noisy
display
buggers.
here. They are noisy buggers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Anyway.
Mastodon.
Pterodactyl! Power Rangers!
So this Mastodon thing that was supposed to be the saviour of free speech, right?
Yep.
Appears to have just descended into a morass of echo chambers that block free speech.
Yes.
Because, and again, this comes from No Agenda, because I was listening to Adam Curry banging on about this. Because they started with Mastodon servers quite early. They built their own Mastodon server and had all their chat group going on it.
We had one for a while.
Briefly. Yeah, we did.
Long before it became a thing.
Yeah. But now you get, apparently, he says, as soon as you join Mastodon, as soon as you what do you call it? Integrate or whatever. No, well, you know how if you've got a server, you can link up with all the other Mastodon servers.
Yes, you can, yeah.
But you only share certain stuff. Well, apparently they give you a block list and they tell you the people and the sites and things that you should block. And apparently No Agenda should be blocked for hate speech, hateful speech. I mean, they actually do exactly what we do, and they did it first, and they do it better. I'll be fair, right?
Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.
You're the best. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah. But, I mean, what a disaster of a system. And that's the one that's the one Donald Trump decided to steal and copy, remember?
Yeah, for Truth Social.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know what? Let them have their little echo chamber. I don't care at the end of the day. Now, hear me out here. They want to do what they want to do. As long as they're upfront about it and they say, look, we don't want these type of people here. This is not really a platform, it's a publisher. Then you know what? I'm not going to go there. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. But if you're going to represent yourself as a platform, the platform's opinion and speech and theories or whatever it is, then you need to do it equally. Because if you don't, you're not a platform, you're a publisher. And I've got no problems, I've got no qualms with people turning around or companies turning around and saying, you know what, we are for this opinion, we are for this. Just be fucking honest about it. Just be upfront. And then I just really couldn't give two shits. I still have hope that social media platforms will see the writing on the wall with companies like Rumble, who are growing exponentially now.
I think Rumble's getting worse. As it's getting bigger, it's getting worse.
But it's not really at the moment censorious.
It is. It's starting to be.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fair enough. They're offering to host this, and this leads me into my next thing. They're offering to host Sound of Freedom at the moment, Rumble are, on pay-per-view because Netflix and Amazon Prime have declined to host it.
Why?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why? They've just outright said, no, we don't want it on our platform. So Rumble have turned around and said, you know what, we'll host it on a pay-per-view basis. I don't know, a deal could be struck in the background. But speaking of Sound of Freedom, we have tickets to see it in a cinema, John.
Yeah.
Here in the United Kingdom. And actually one of the biggest cinema chains in the UK has got the balls to show it. I think they're the only cinema chain in the UK, but Cineworld is showing Sound of Freedom from tomorrow. So we are going with Shalini and Vaughan in the chat this Friday night to go and see Sound of Freedom. So I'm sure there will be some kind of review coming up next week on the channel.
Yeah, I'm sure there will.
I'm not. I just want to see what all the fuss is about, really.
Yeah.
I really do.
So speaking of fuss,
Cineworld in Nottingham not showing it. Savoy is though. Okay.
Speaking of fuss. Scotland, as you know, implemented a minimum alcohol price.
They did a long time ago now.
Under the SNP because of our alcohol problem. And Scottish alcohol deaths are now at their highest in 14 years. Boom! Go SNP!
Big round of applause.
Well done.
Big round of applause, SNP.
Yay!
You're doing it. Yeah. Yes, Vaughan, and there are plenty of seats available, so you'll be able to get your tickets on the day. Speaking of Scotland, I'm looking at something here from UNN, okay? Because Police Scotland is trending on Twitter.
Okay.
Listen to this. A man accused of homophobic comments towards Patrick Harvey has been arrested and charged by Police Scotland. His supposed crime? He called Harvey a deviant during a TV interview. Harvey in turn called the man a bigot, and the police arrested him.
Both of them?
No.
All right, okay.
They literally... So, this man here...
Why didn't they arrest Harvey then?
Well, of course, because he's part of the alphabet mob.
I know.
You know, I mean, I've got no problem with the alphabet people, as you all know. But I honestly think that this is getting ridiculous. Where, especially up there, John, your speech is absolutely, it's. You have no freedom of speech. I mean, you don't even have the illusion of free speech.
No, we don't. We don't.
At least here in England, they at least try and give us the illusion. Oh, you have free speech, but in Scotland, it's just no, mate.
No, you can't do that, mate. Can't do that.
No, mate. Nope, can't do that.
Right.
Okay.
Tell me about the "Don't Tread on Me" thing.
Oh, so in the United States, a young 12-year-old boy was wearing a bunch of patches on his bag, including the Gadsden flag, which is the rattlesnake that says "Don't tread on me" on a yellow background. And he was summarily suspended from school for wearing this, and was told that, and there's a video to back this up. The teacher said it has its roots in slavery and in racism. I mean, these things are, first of all, not true.
Yeah.
It doesn't have roots in slavery. It doesn't have roots in racism. Shall I tell you why the Gadsden flag exists?
Go on.
When the United States were at war with the Brits, they started thinking, how can we make these people tread carefully? So what they did, they sent a bunch of rattlesnakes over to the UK, and they started dumping them in gardens to make the
Really?
Brits tread carefully. Don't tread on me.
Is that real?
That's real.
Oh my God.
That's real. It's got absolutely nothing to do with racism, nothing to do with slavery. It's about freedom from the Brits.
There you go.
But these people, and I'm not going to First of all, I think anybody should be able to wear a Gadsden flag if they damn well please. But second of all, I guarantee you this teacher was flying pride flags in the classroom.
Yeah, probably.
Flying all sorts of woke symbolism. And now I've got no problem with flying pride flags. You want to fly your pride flag, you fly your pride flag. I don't care. But stop being such a bunch of bloody uneducated hypocrites. And that's aimed at an educator.
Yeah.
I mean, this blatant falsehood and misinformation was coming out of the mouth of somebody educating our children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that not a problem?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a problem in plain sight, because it's a problem that's actually been there for many, many, many years. But no one's ever really thought about it as a problem, because what is school but really a brainwashing camp?
Of course it is.
That's all it
it's a
is.
brainwashing camp.
It's just there to prepare you for your laborious and boring existence.
Mm-hmm.
Working
Sure,
for a
Aunt, there's massive
faceless
lawsuit incoming.
corporation.
Well, yeah, as it's the United States, I imagine a massive lawsuit is incoming, yes.
Probably.
They're very litigious over there, aren't they, John?
Yeah, and I think that's a good idea in this case.
I think so too. These educators, if they can't even get basic reality right, maybe they shouldn't be doing that job.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Just a thought. Anyway, John, let's move on. Let's move on.
Kursk Airport. Do you remember Kursk Airport got attacked by the Ukrainians the other day?
I didn't, but
it was only last week. A drone attack. Said they destroyed.
Oh yes.
Said they destroyed something like 4 Su-30s or something, and a couple of MiG-29s and some other stuff, and a air defense system. Well, somebody's lying, right?
Yep.
Because satellite pictures came out the next day showing that there was no damage to the airport, and there's nothing that looks like it's been burning, or there's no blackened tarmac or anything. So, well, how did they clean it up so quickly?
Magic.
That's
magic.
It. The magic.
Yep.
The magic of propaganda strikes again.
Yes.
So,
yes, indeed.
So Ukraine have got another one out today saying they'd attacked another airport and destroyed God knows how many IL-76s or whatever. So we'll just have to wait and see if we get satellite pictures of that the next day and see. I mean, I'm sure in the balance of probabilities that they'll get a plane eventually. But it appears when they attacked Kursk, the stuff that you saw burning was nothing but their pitiful little drones lying on the grass.
Yeah. We crashed drone into airport. Great victory. And then, obviously, Vlad sends out the wizard. You
Yeah.
know, out comes the wizard. Clean up the airport. Hey! Got the pointy blue hat
So
with the stars on
so
and everything.
speaking of assassination, like you were earlier on,
Yeah.
what is the exit strategy for the US to get out of this mess that it's in called the Ukraine war? Or as the Russians would term it, a special military operation?
Well, there's only two options. The first one is the Tucker Carlson route, where we go, or they go, and us by being dragged into a full-blown hot war with Russia, and there is no exit strategy. And Tucker also said that the US wouldn't win that war.
Well, how could it? How could it? Right.
And-
I mean, let's just be sensible, just for a tiny little minute, right? The US is not, even now, not on a war footing. Haven't increased their output of arms, right? They've nothing left to fight with. They're also 3,000 miles away at best, right? So it was bad enough during the Second World War when the German U-boats would take out the odd convoy or 15, right? What's it going to be like when you've got modern day submarines taking out
And
anything
hypersonic
that
missiles.
floats? Sorry?
And hypersonic missiles.
Yeah, exactly, because you know what? You can't take an armoured brigade. You can't fly it in, you know? You just can't fly it in. It's too big. It's got to come by sea. So America's not got the resources to do this.
Well, the second option is that Vladimir Zelensky is ended, shall we say?
Yeah, I think that's
Be
a
it-
possibility. But you know
Be
what?
it by
See if he
force
is.
or by fleeing.
See if he is ended. I think it might not be the Americans that do it. I think it might be his own team.
Well,
Because
well, 'cause you don't know what can be believed, but there are allegedly Telegram groups of Ukrainian soldiers that repeatedly dunk on him and say he's the problem.
yeah, well, he is. I mean, he's floating about the world, hawking
On a begging tour, 24/7.
hawking Ukraine as what? I don't know, right? Fighting for your democracy. But basically, he's just wanting more and more money.
Yeah.
And he even had the
and-
audacity to say he wanted 5 billion Ukrainian whatever it is to hold elections again. You're fighting for democracy.
What gets me, and will continue to get me, is that they're so broke that they go to France on their begging tour. When whilst he's on his begging tour, his wife is in a single shop spending €250,000
Yeah, in 1 hour.
in 1 hour. I've never seen that amount of money in my life.
That's
And where do you
Brussels.
think that money came from? And I doubt it was their personal fortune. Put it that way.
It
I
came
doubt
from
it.
people like you and me.
Yeah, of course it did. Of course it did.
So I think we could see a military coup in Ukraine. I don't think we'll see one in Russia, but I think we might see one in Ukraine.
Well, as you were saying to me earlier on, Wagner has pretty much been cannibalized into the Russian forces now, hasn't it?
Yeah. So Prigozhin was buried unceremoniously with no great fanfare, right, in a working man's cemetery or whatever, which is fine.
Was there a body to bury?
Well, yeah, it was a plane crash, remember? I mean, the whole
Yeah.
plane crash thing. I mean, there's loads of theories about it. I still think Putin either did it or knew about it and didn't stop it, right?
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, have you seen that Matt Hancock-esque interview with Vladimir? He's going, "Oh no, Prigozhin, what is that there for?
No.
It's so sad."
He
And
didn't.
it's just so cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
he
what
wants to
Putin
break
said
out
was
laughing.
he was a good businessman, but he made mistakes.
But he made mistakes.
Well, it's like have you guys ever seen the one where Putin gets interviewed when the Kursk sank, and the guy goes,
Right.
"What happened to the submarine?"
Bottom of the sea.
Shit
What more would
happens.
you like me to say? It, both already underwater and gone further down underwater, did not come back up.
Yeah, it sank.
Yes.
Right. So
Let me address the chat, actually, because I don't know if you've got it on the list once again, but Tucker Carlson was going to interview Vladimir Putin.
Until
I'm not
Washington
sure that he is anymore.
stepped in.
Because Washington did step in, and this is quite terrifying, but also...
We covered this on Monday.
Yeah, we did. We just need to talk about it again, because
Okay.
do you think they're reading our messages, John?
Definitely. Who do you think Adam is? He's a handler.
Yeah, we've known this for a long time, Adam. You don't have to hide it from us. We've discussed this at great length. We are aware that you are our handler. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they probably are. They probably got his odds two clowns again. They're getting it right. They're getting it right too often. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the problem.
Adam,
When you get it right too often, people go, they're getting it right.
well, we're too damn reasonable as well.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Spencer says, does that mean I'm off the hook now? I've got my eye on you.
We would never say there would just be one, because, you know, Adam's he's like a loose cannon. He could just go off reservation at any point.
I've got my eye on all of you.
Right. So, you didn't see the Tucker interview with Orban then?
No, I haven't watched it, but I will get round to watching it.
Yeah. So basically, he said that they were talking about the pipeline, and they talked about Nord Stream briefly as well. And Orban said, you know, he didn't consider that Russia were to be looked at as terrorists when it came to the Nord Stream pipeline. He says, and if anyone mucks with his pipeline, you know, that supplies gas to Hungary, he wouldn't be hanging back, and he would be, you know, giving them some strong encouragement not to do so. And he says, I wouldn't be looking at Mr. Putin. I'd be looking further afield.
Well, once again, right? Once again, Tucker Carlson said in an interview, I believe actually in Hungary, on stage, that the Biden administration blew up Nord Stream. He didn't mince his words.
Mm-hmm.
He said the Biden administration did it.
Yeah, of course they did.
I mean, Joe Biden practically admitted it before doing it. He said we were going to do it, but he said it.
We've got a short where he says, you know, we've got a way of we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. That's what he said. Good night, Solini. How's she gonna?
Yes.
It's 10:10. I think she's just gonna sleep through Sound of Freedom.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Does she turn into a party animal when you take her out?
I've watched her dance through the streets of London for over 10 miles.
Okay.
Just non-stop. It's something to behold. It is a sight to behold.
Right.
I'm just sitting there on my scooter going alongside her going, how are you doing this?
So there's a study out, right, which I really have to take exception to, and I think it's a load of mince. I don't think it's correct at all. So the study says that beer goggles don't work. They don't make people look more attractive. I beg to differ. I beg to differ.
Put it this way, the amount of people that have woke up the next morning next to someone and taken a look at them and gone, oh dear. I think that's just anecdotal evidence, of course, but
yeah, but I think it's
something's happening, right? Adam says it's how his wife ended up with him.
Did she wake up and go?
And then he went, "It's too late now, love.
Too late. I've impregnated you."
We've already got a ring on your finger.
Right. Speaking of Prigozhin, let's go back to him briefly because according to the Daily Star, he's not dead. He's coming back. And he is actively plotting the downfall of Vladimir Putin as we speak right now. It was a body double on the plane, despite it being identified by both dental records and DNA. It was just a body double. Prigozhin is alive and well and plotting the downfall of Vladimir Putin.
Daily Star, baby. Daily Star.
Daily Star. Or
The Daily
Sunday
Star
Sport.
is the Britain's National Enquirer,
It's becoming the Sunday Sport.
which is Britain's National Enquirer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You know what?
So
there could
yeah.
be some truth in it, because let's face it, who's telling you that it's been identified as by DNA and dental records? Russia.
Okay.
Well, how do we know anything they're saying?
Oh, right. That's fine, but how do you know anything that anyone says is right?
Hmm.
I mean, really? If you're living in a simulation, what does it matter?
Well, that's a very, very good question. You know,
That's true.
unfortunately, it's not the type of simulation where you can get matrix powers. Believe me, I've tried. Why do you think I'm in such a crippled state? The amount of buildings I've tried to jump off.
Oh, good God. Ask me out.
What?
Ask me out?
Ask you out.
No, that's me out.
Well, I don't mind doing a bit of a shorter show tonight because you've got plane to catch in the morning. You're probably
Yeah.
out of beer.
And I'm out of beer. I should really do my packing, shouldn't I?
You haven't packed.
Well, what's to pack?
What time's your flight?
9:10.
9:10. And how far away is the airport?
By taxi? 10 minutes?
Actually, that's not too bad, is it? That's not too bad at all.
I tell you what, the next time the big Emirates thing comes over, I'll show you how low it is.
Okay. But do you know what, guys and girls? Even if this is a shorter show tonight, I've actually enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward. Our next proper live show now is not going to be until Monday. Monday.
Yeah.
And Robin says 10 minutes to freedom.
Yeah.
So
do you know the taxi's costing a third of the cost of the flight?
yeah, why isn't your wife driving you?
Because she's got to watch the gym. The gym opens at 7:30.
Oh, you could get to the airport for 7:30.
Yeah, I could, but then she'd have to get from the airport back here.
You could get to the airport for 7:20.
I'll just get a taxi. She's falling out of me anyway, so I'm better. She always falls out of me when I go away. I don't know why. I think it's the wrong time. Well, it's the wrong time to fall out with someone.
My wife does the same.
It's always a woman thing.
Always falls out of me if I'm going away. What, ladies, tell us. Is this a thing? If we go away, are you annoyed? I know we've got some ladies in the chat right now, so come on, let us know.
No.
Trudy?
Sora, my packing's going to take me about 10 minutes. It's like 3 t-shirts, 3 pairs of pants, 3 pairs of socks.
Okay, we've got conflicting answers in the chat. Sophie says yes, and Julie says no.
Yeah. Julie, do you ever does Adam ever go away without you though?
Sophie says only because I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think that's why my wife falls out with me. Because I go places like Disneyland and she doesn't.
Yeah, but does she like these places?
Well, she's coming with me to Disneyland in October.
Okay.
And yeah. Trudy says, never bothered me. Sadly, they came back.
Are you allowed to take a razor blade on a plane?
Just make sure you put it in your little clear plastic bag thingy.
All right. What?
Put all your toiletries in a clear plastic bag.
Toiletries? I don't need toiletries.
Oh yeah, you get some free shit in the hotel, I guess.
Yeah, well, if you don't, then I can buy some when I get there. toiletries.
I'll take you to Tesco. It's all good.
Tesco.
Where there are no traffic lights, I might add.
Good.
And I have gone and checked.
Good.
With the intention. Anyway.
Right.
Thank you, one and all, for being here, of course. And if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do so. And if you want to support us even further, you can become a citizen of our fair country of Veradora at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed you can click the join button here on YouTube, where if you take the lowest one here, you become an asylum seeker. You get Veradora asylum seeker status at the lowest tier on YouTube. Otherwise, full citizenship for you. Anyhow, John, over to you.
And with that, it's thanks from me and good night from him. So welcome, welcome to having us. What am I trying to say? No, thank you for attending, and that's been great. You know. For you!
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want